There's many things that we need to do if we're going to defeat aging, but certainly telomere lengthening is an incredibly important part.
At the end of each of our chromosomes are protective caps called telomeres. Every time a cell divides, these telomeres get a little bit shorter. When they become too short, the cell can no longer divide, and it enters a state of senescence or old age. The process of aging is largely linked to the shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on our DNA. However, our bodies possess the code for a remarkable enzyme called telomerase, which has the ability to rebuild and lengthen these caps, effectively reversing the aging process at a cellular level. In most of our cells, the gene for producing telomerase is switched off after birth. But research has shown that certain lifestyle factors, deep meditation, intense emotional release, specific nutrients, can epigenetically switch this gene back on. The legendary fountain of youth, or elixir of life, is not an external substance to be found. It is a dormant genetic potential that resides within you. The telomeres are the biological ticking clock of aging. The science of longevity is now focused on finding ways to protect or even lengthen these telomeres in a quest to slow down and perhaps one day reverse the fundamental process of growing old.
So these examples show us that aging is not inevitable. There are things that we can do to alter the way that we age and hopefully reach our goal of staying young and healthy as long as we want, and if we're older, reverse the aging process and recapture our youth. So have we seen any evidence of this in anything that we've done? As a matter of fact, we have. So the first thing we'll talk about is telomere research. And we have worked with a very well-known medical doctor. We've done this work over a 3-year period of time. We use a test from a company called Repeat Diagnostics, which clinically is considered a gold standard for telomere testing. We've worked now with over 50 people in these tests over these years, and we found some pretty extraordinary things. Oh, let me go back. There we go. We found that consistently we could lengthen the telomeres, and if you're interested in doing this, you take a baseline and then you take another measurement at 6 months. We tried doing blood draws at 3 months and we didn't see any change, but when you had a minimum of 6 months, that's where you began to see the telomere lengthening. And then again, there were effects at 1 year out. So we did these studies with blood draws at baseline, 6 months, and 12 months. And we found that in as little as 6 months, we could get enough telomere lengthening to that's equivalent of 8.5 years of age reversal. So this is a very significant impact. The other thing about this is that there are many different factors when it comes to aging. So telomeres, lengthening them, can protect our health. They can increase the number of times that our cells divide, meaning we can increase our lifespan, but we need to do other things. We need to get rid of the cells that are dead that hang around that cause oxidative inflammatory stress. We need to manage inflammatory stress. We need to have a healthy diet. We need to exercise. So there's many things that we need to do if we're going to defeat aging. But certainly telomere lengthening is an incredibly important part.